A major loss for Prince Harry today in his legal battle against the British tabloids.
Earlier today, a judge in London's High Court dismissed all of the privacy lawsuits brought on by Prince Harry and several other high-profile celebrities against the publisher of the Daily Mail and the Mail. The lawsuits had accused the publisher of illegally obtaining information, including hacking their phones. But the judge ruled today there was insufficient evidence to prove those allegations. NBC News international correspondent Daniele Hamamdjian is following that story for us. Danielle, what else can you tell us about the judge's decision, and what has the reaction been?
Yeah, well, to say that this is possibly a disappointment for Prince Harry is really a massive understatement. That this would be a crushing defeat. He's made it his life's mission to go after the British tabloids, and this was the last case in a string of lawsuits. Now, Harry and a number of other high-profile individuals, including actress Elizabeth Hurley, Elton John, and his husband, took to court the publisher of the Daily Mail, accusing it, among other things, of tapping and hacking phones, of hiring private investigators to secretly place listening devices inside people's cars and homes. The list goes on, but the judge, as you said that they failed to prove that the information published in those articles was obtained illegally. He said that there was a realistic possibility that the news came from legitimate sources. Suspicion, he said, that this was a key line in the judgment. Suspicion, even where understandable, was not enough. Now, in a statement, Prince Harry reacted, saying it is a complete and obvious whitewash, but sadly not altogether unexpected. However, the lengths to which the court has gone to exonerate the Mail is as shocking as it is unwarranted. Needless to say, the publisher has always denied any wrongdoing, but calling this a magnificent vindication for the Daily Mail's journalism and its journalists. Ladies.
Danielle, Prince Harry is actually in England right now as all of this is happening. Any chance of a meeting between Prince Harry and members of the royal family while he's there?
Yeah, the timing, awkward, unfortunate, however you want to call it. He was actually addressing a crowd when the verdict came in and then disappeared for about an hour, we believe, speaking to a lawyer. He's in the UK to do a bunch of charity events. Any chance of meeting with members of the royal family? Listen, he is in contact, according to royal insiders, with his father, but it is quite possible, and many do believe his father, in this constitutional position he has to consider, was waiting for this last legal hurdle to get out of the way to finally turn the page and maybe give way to a reconciliation here.
All right, Daniele Hamamdjian, thank you so much.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.